13 minutes before 10. This is The Honest Truth. We're still in conversation with Andre, the big positive guy. It's the Inspiration Hour, and we have the Jaryds in studio.
Yeah, Jaryd and Jaryd. Jaryd, welcome to the studio.
How's it, Andre? Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, bud. I've been waiting to see one of the initiatives, so maybe if I can go back to Jaryd and say, Jaryd, you've been looking for some good initiatives, and you've been waiting very, very patiently to say, what am I going to throw my power behind?
Yeah.
And the voice.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about Trusted Interns.
Yeah, so Mark Abel actually introduced myself and Jaryd together. Trusted Interns for us made a lot of sense. It's, I mean, the whole initiative is driven around giving a youth an opportunity to have some level of internship and gain some sort of experience in the work field, and just having sitting down with Jaryd and listening to his ideas and just some of the data, some of the raw information that we don't know about the struggles that our youth are going through. I mean, one of the stories that he told me that really hit home is the fact that these kids are not rocking up for interviews. So the employers are like, what the heck's going on here? These guys are not coming for interviews. So they went back and they didn't exercise to drill through the data to find out what was happening. And these kids didn't have money to get there. They didn't have money to get to the interview, which I think to myself, like, that's just, this kid's gone, or whatever the case is, they've spent however long trying to get themselves into a position where they're becoming employable, and they don't even have the tools to get them from A to B. So, and that's where Jaryd's come in. He'll probably tell you some more about what they've done in that space right now. But to me, it made a lot of sense, and that's an initiative we're going to focus heavily on. So we'll be working very closely with Trusted.
Jaryd, you still look very young.
Yeah,
when I look at your
I'll take it as a compliment.
when I look at your Facebook page, there's so much that you've already achieved in your life. I'm like, oh God, I'm starting to feel like a bit of a failure. Tell me, where do you come from, and how have you ended up in Trusted Interns?
Sure. So I started my commercial journey, I guess, studying accounting and finance, thinking that I might make a success of myself in the corporate world. But the honest truth is, while I was studying, I was very involved in a social impact initiative called CIA. So there, every Friday we went into Khayelitsha to train unemployed females how to start and run a business. And we did that for a year. We did a 6-week training course. If you passed the course, we'd give you a micro grant, and then we'd go back every week to mentor you to actually grow this business. And the intention was, how can we create as many women in Khayelitsha or in any impoverished community to earn double minimum wage. And that's where I realized that I had far bigger aspirations for using my commercial abilities to just do good. And it took a while to identify exactly what I was going to do with that. But ultimately I landed on career progression and job creation. And my core belief is, how can we help anyone in South Africa, regardless of your background, get that opportunity? So one of our founding beliefs is that talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not.
Yeah.
So that comes to the notion of how we started working with Jaryd is he's got this engaged community, and we have an engaged community of job seekers and employers. And now we're trying to identify, how can we scale this? How can we enable more businesses in South Africa to open their doors to the youth, to identify that there is an insane amount of value that the youth can bring to your organization, and then through that, hopefully start to create a cyclical nature of creating opportunities for any individual, and ultimately transforming and uplifting South Africa to a place of inclusion and prosperity.
That was so incredibly well said. My goodness. I can see why you picked it. He's like, that was incredibly well said. But not only that, but you struck a couple of bells with me immediately. The same story that Corinne Duval just said. She was overseas, and she said everywhere she went, there was a musical instrument standing around that no one was using. And she said there's no difference in the talent between the kids in the flats and the talent of the guys in the fanciest universities in Berkeley. The talent is the same. It's the opportunities which are different.
100%.
So how do you think this connection with #I'mStaying is going to help you? So obviously you're looking for both employers and you're looking for people who are looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And how does the platform help you?
So right now, to be completely honest, the primary thing we need is employers, because we have disparity in South Africa. There are far more unemployed job seekers than there are employers willing to engage. Job seekers, they're almost infinity, essentially. They're all out there. So we need any organization who has the ability to create that opportunity to give an individual or a group of individuals some experience to help them take that step into the real world. And we are firm believers that they will gain a lot of empirical, commercial and social value from that as well. But on the other side, which is what Jaryd was speaking to earlier, is the access component. So access it's the fact that we've identified through our engagements with our community that in order to effectively fight youth unemployment, we need to be very focused on the bigger picture. It's far more than just creating a job.
Absolutely.
It's understanding all the moving parts that surround how do you help a person go from A to B in terms of progressing their career. And one of those trends that we've identified is this lack of access to transport. Through our Shift Tomorrow initiatives, the third edition, which is just launching now, we are particularly focusing on this transport issue. And the one thing that we're doing with I'm Staying is, if you are a citizen of South Africa who wants to do good and you don't perhaps have the ability to open your doors and employ someone, we completely understand that. However, you can help someone get to and from an interview. And that small little gift can really be a momentous opportunity to help transcend the youth into a realm that currently they're just disqualified from. I mean, the stories that we've read, the stories of hope that Jaryd is reading on his platform, we are reading those and thinking, how can we give those stories of hope?
The stories of hope you're reading are the opportunities that other people were given by a moment
100%.
of kindness by some other person.
Exactly.
And you're trying to multiply those kindness. I love the name Trusted Interns. Why are they trusted?
We back ourselves to not only deliver social good, but commercial good as well.
Okay.
If we are going to effectively educate employers and get them to commit to opening their doors, we know that that won't be sustainable unless, to be completely frank, they're getting bottom line return. It's all very well to hope that they're philanthropic and social impact and they want to do good. But at the end of the day, if they're going to be putting money down and hiring someone, they want to see that there is at least a visibility of return on investment. So we take a process of screening and shortlisting every single candidate before they get sent to the client to guarantee that in some sort of way you're getting a trusted individual who will help you grow your business and ultimately help you support your family, your community, and then South Africa as a whole. And I'd say that's why we're trusted, is because we really do back ourselves to not just put a bum in a seat, but to put the right bum in the right seat, doing the right things, and then ultimately we can have sustainable growth.
What sort of interns are we looking at?
It's really diverse. So the nature of intern is, I'd say it's agnostic across all industries and job functions. It's ultimately anyone who has the curiosity, the hunger, and the drive to get stuck and involved in a business. And I'd say you wouldn't even have to limit it to an intern. So we call trusted interns, but the honest truth is we've helped companies and organizations facilitate learnerships, graduate programs, bursaries. I mean, interns is just one component of it. But it's the real notion of first-time job seekers, because that is the biggest challenge. Employers don't want to engage with individuals who don't have experience, but you can't get experience unless someone gives that opportunity to you. So it's a bit of a living conundrum. How do you get around that? And that is the stigma that we're trying to fight and push forward.
And time frame, when a company comes along and takes on an intern, are you expected to keep the person for a year or 3 months or however long the project is? Or
Look, it's completely dependent on the company. Some companies take someone on for 3 months, some for 6, some for 12, some for 24. We have a notion in our business that we hire everyone with the intention to retain them. So they start with us on a 6-month contract, like they do with many of our clients. But from a commercial point of view, you don't want to have to constantly keep hiring people. So if you can hire people young, skill them up, and give them the abilities to excel in your organization, there's no reason why you shouldn't keep them. If they're delivering value and you're giving value to them, and then it's synergistic.
I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking, I should have started with you and left this I'm Staying thing at the back here.
I'll come back next week, don't worry.
One of the things I wanted to ask you is, do you have an opportunity to interview the interns?
So,
because obviously there's a relational thing which happens in most companies as well. I mean, you're working with someone, you want to like them at least.
Absolutely. So the companies, by all means, have to interview the interns.
Okay.
That is just a no-brainer. From our side, we are trying to use the power of data and technology to scale our initiative.
Okay.
So we're a very small team. We can't possibly physically interview
Every
40 to
single one.
100,000. It's just not.
Absolutely.
It's like you can't do that. So that is where we need to start thinking out of the box and identifying points of friction to see where can we use technology and data to optimize the process and to essentially ensure that we can help millions of people get jobs, not just a few thousand.
And a last question. What sort of level are we talking? We're talking about university graduates here? We're talking high school kids? We're talking people with no qualifications?
Our platform starts from matric onwards.
So there are university graduates. So I can come to you and say I want a graphic artist or
100%, yeah. So
web designer or...
everything from designers to accountants to marketeers, HR administrators. It's really super diverse.
That's fantastic. And where do we find you?
www.trustedinterns.co.za. And on Facebook, we Trusted Interns, Twitter, Trusted Interns.
And from the hashtag I'm Staying point of view, if you've got a good heart, you'd like to get involved, I'm sure is it just the moving of the people to the interviews, or is it more than that?
No, it's more than that. But so essentially, everything that you'll find on hashtag I'm Staying, you'll find on Trusted Interns platform as well. All we've done is just said, cool guys, here's the community of 1 million people, and take a look at it. So the best thing to do is actually go directly to their platform, and you can see whatever they're offering is. We just replicated it on ours. So that's all we've done is just amplified what they're doing.
I love the work that you two are doing. We've run out of time, but Jaryd, to the 1 million followers, turn this into an army. I see you growing. You're nearly at your 1.1 again.
Yeah.
You see, it's not stopping. So for all those naysayers and for the negative doom and gloomers and stuff like that, you're outnumbered, guys. The reality is that there are more of us that want this place to work than for those who don't want it to work. And Jaryd, you're just a breath of fresh air, bud. I mean, I just look at you and I think you're sitting on the edge of something. I look at somebody like Aisha Panda who started Sweep South, and I think this is just another initiative which is just, it's Uberizing the way that we get jobs. And I just wish you much strength in your arm, and I hope you're going to be very successful.
Thank you, Andre. I appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. Thank you to you too, Andre. And we'll catch up with you again next Monday between 9 and 10 for the Inspiration Hour.
Absolutely.